The countdown is on for the 2008 Atlantic HR Conference, taking flight, coming to Moncton October 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Dave MacKenzie joins us from St. John. Dave is with the funding group. Dave, you work with a lot of HR professionals. You work in the CEO levels in so many different organizations. What has got you jazzed about this conference in terms of the keynote speakers coming in and what HR people are going to learn?
Well, I think the biggest thing after attending many HR-type conferences is that this is something different, okay? You go to 5 conferences in a row and you start to see the same speakers talking about the same things. This is different. This is tying HR into the other parts of the company so they can come to the C-suite and really make a difference.
You know, you're familiar, I know, with the work of both Don Schminke and Roy Williams. How do you help an HR professional understand, very top line, the relevance of this material to their world?
Well, again, a big part of it, I hate to repeat myself, is getting to the C-suite and how they can understand what's going on in the marketing department. Because, I mean, that's where it all starts. We start marketing our company that makes things happen. And many times I see such a disconnect with HR and marketing, and I think this is an opportunity to really marry that together. As a matter of fact, I'd strongly recommend that the marketing managers, sales managers are at this conference because they're going to get as much out of it as the HR, understanding what each other is doing. And of course, the CEO has to be there.
These speakers are probably not, and maybe not have the brand recognition of a Jim Collins or a Stephen Covey or a Brian Tracy, but in your estimation, where do Roy Williams and Don Schminke rank?
Above those people. I mean, they're kind of the starting process, you know, where you kind of get introduced to. These guys are just, you know, they're the other side of the world, and they're going to make them think at a more top level and totally different. I think with Roy Williams, is so impressed about him is the thought he puts into this and how he has studied so much about this marketing world. And Schminke, you know, just I can't say enough about these guys. And again, like I said, you know, it's the old, I see the HR manager, you know, they're trying to talk the CEO into, you know, allowing us to, you know, spend the money to come to a conference, and maybe there's some reluctance there. This is one they need to bring their CEO and their other people around to and see. This can make a difference to their company, and they can be part of that. They can be actually the leaders in this section of their company.
And I sense a certain passion from you because you've seen this happen.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. See what happens in the difference when the HR, when they understand what each other's doing. So we just don't go and hire a certain person, expect them to work with a certain manager without getting everybody involved in the whole process. And more importantly, from the marketing department who's out there and telling a story, and that's what we're going to hear from Don, is stories, but it's a story that the marketing department is telling, known by the HR department. Possibly not, and you know, what a disconnect in that. This is an opportunity to bring that together.
You know, in terms of being taken seriously at the executive table, many HR professionals, it's been said, need to understand the language of the CEO. How will this conference help do that?
Oh, it'll just going to expand their brains so much and understand what's going on in the other parts of the world. And take the opportunity to grow so much that they're actually going to say, hey, I can be a difference in my company. I'm just not that expense line on the company, that I can walk in there and help to contribute to the growth of the company and the profitability.
Dave MacKenzie joining us from St. John, one of many business executives looking forward to the 2008 Atlantic HR Conference, taking flight, ready to rev up out of Moncton, October 1st, 2nd, and 3rd at the Delta Beau Séjour.